So if you're a beginner with a very typical beginner's aquariums, some fish are easier to keep than others, and some plants are easier to keep than others. Now, it is important that you get to know your aquarium, and if you do have any problems with your fish or your plants, I would recommend that you grab your phone, make a little video of the situation, include any bits and pieces you might have for the aquarium, like bottles, jars, foods, or whatever, and bring a sample of your water. We can make sure that everything's going to the best possible. Now, in reference to assuming that everything is understood and everything is going to the best possible, then the reality is some fish and some plants are harder to keep than others. And that does not mean that will be your experience. That's just average. So, a quick review. Anubias are typically a very easy plant to grow. Rock fern is about the easiest plant to grow. Anubias is about the easiest plant to grow. A lot of your crypts are quite easy. Things like your hairgrass, liliopsis, and any of these sort of foreground plants, they tend to be very hard to grow. Now, most of your bunch plants are fairly hit or miss, and all of your red plants are going to be harder to grow. So, other plants are very easy and tend to grow very fast. Things like your wisteria and some of the bunch plants can be quite easy. Once again, it does depend on the experience that you have. Now, Vallisneria tends to be quite easy, particularly if the temperature is not too warm. And then things like your waffle is pretty much a waste of time because it's not a true aquatic plant. So, there's two ways that you can look at your plants. One is that you can try a bunch of plants and see what works for your tank. And that's very much like going to the nursery. You buy some plants, take them home to your garden. Some of them work really well, some of them work okay, and some of them don't really work. So trial and error is one option. So you can either get plants that suit the environment you've got, or you can tailor the environment to suit the plants you want. So the more you learn, then typically the more varieties that you're able to successfully keep. Now, probably the easiest way to set up a tank for plants would be these prefabbed driftwoods. So they come in a range of different sizes, and they're very, very easy to keep. They're very forgiving. They don't require a lot of light or nutrients or anything like that. So a beautiful little piece like this would probably be about the easiest of all your options to enjoy plants. As far as plants go, you put the plant in the tank, and then over time, if you notice the plant going yellow, then you might want to consider fertilizer for the plant. If you notice over time the plant getting holes in the leaves, then probably somebody's eating it. If you notice black algae growing all over the leaf, then you may want to consider an organic carbon product to fix that. And then if you see them falling apart, that could be a lack of light. So once again, if you have any issue with your plants at all, then bring me a sample of water to Majestic Aquariums with a little video of your tank running is how we can remedy your problems. Because ultimately the plants want to grow, but if they're not growing, they're dying, and they will typically die for two reasons. Because there's too much of something or not enough of something. Balance.